Not every superstar reaches the mountaintop. Some superstars always wallow in defeat. On this episode, we debate who is the best superstar to never win a title.
Go Bridgeside!
Welcome to another episode of Brooklyn Verse, where we debate who is the best superstar to never win a title. I'm your host, Dr. Philly Kaggs. To my left, I got DB, and to his left, I got Chris, the analyst Venture. I'm going to start off quickly with DB. Donnie, who's the best superstar to never win a title?
All right, my absolute 1A on this one is Stockton and Malone with the Utah Jazz. I mean, they were dominant. It wasn't just one dominant player. It was two dominant players, both no doubt Hall of Famers. Both
Absolutely.
had mountaintop numbers as far as their career went, and they just played at the worst possible time. They played when Jordan was around. Yeah. I mean, no, but there were other dominant teams at that time. That's when you had the Sonic. You had a couple other teams that were there. The other Rockets teams. So, yeah, they would be my number one. And they should have gotten it done under Jerry Sloan at least once, but they couldn't do it, who was a Hall of Fame coach.
A great coach to never win a title. You
Absolutely,
could have your own category for him. You could have your own category for him. Chris.
So I'm looking more towards like MLB and NFL.
Okay.
Barry Bonds.
That's a great one.
I didn't even think of that.
That is a great one. Barry Bonds.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Possibly my favorite player to never win a title. Ken Griffey Jr.
There's a lot of MLB players.
Yeah.
If you think about it, because MLB is more reliant on the team.
And let's see who wins. You know, in our era, it's Red Sox, Yankees, Cardinals, and it's like these teams, the Giants three times.
Now the Astros are starting their own franchise.
Right, but I'm saying it's not spread out very much. You're right about that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Baseball lends itself to. I think baseball lends itself to superstars not winning a title because you said it's so team-based.
Right.
I think it's more surprising when a basketball player, a superstar, because they have such influence on the game, when they don't get over the hump or they don't reach the promised land.
Right. Or NFL quarterbacks, I guess.
Agreed.
Even running backs, some of them.
Yeah.
Sure. Like LT, Barry Sanders, like
those
these are guys.
Fantastic players, transcendent. Dan Marino.
Dan Marino. That's a quarterback.
Dan Marino.
He made it. He made his second year. He lost to Montana, and he always thought he'd make it back, and he never made it back.
Yeah, sure.
Second year,
I know.
That's crazy, right?
Because the team was just, I guess, not
He went
good
to
enough
baseball.
for him.
Ted Williams, the last guy to ever hit 400 in baseball, one of the greatest hitters of all time, never won a World Series.
Tony Gwynn. Unbelievable. But my argument to you on that one was any superstar Red Sox from 1918 to 2004 had not won a World
Carlton
Series.
Fisk, Carlton Stremski, you got Ted Williams.
Those guys.
Ted Williams.
I mean, what I was going to say.
Barry Bonds and Griffey are great ones.
Yeah, I didn't even think of it.
I mean, yeah, MLB, like you said, but even still, it's just crazy because like a guy like, I don't know, Eric Hinsky won like 2 or 3 championships.
Yeah, sure.
You know, as like a utility player and stuff. Like, so it's just weird.
Ben Zobrist wins 2 years in a row.
Luis Soho. How many titles does Luis Soho have on the Yankees?
Exactly, and these are
Charlie
players
Hayes,
that
and
these
Barry
are players with
Bonds.
rings that aren't even close to the players we're talking about. But
And Griffey would have another category, guys who never made it to the World Series. Even Bonds made it to the World Series. He lost that World Series to the Angels.
Right.
A very, very good World Series.
Yeah.
Ken Griffey never even played in the World Series. Another guy you got thrown there, Don Mattingly.
Yeah, Don.
I know he's more of a New York guy, but he had some fantastic years in the 80s for a legitimately horrible team. And the Yankees were horrible in the 80s.
The sad thing about Don Mattingly, and I get it, he came like early to mid-80s.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he missed the golden time for the Yankees in the 70s and the later 90s. He just happened to be that worst time.
Injuries.
Right.
It was his bad back.
And you know what even worse for him was, I think one of his last years where they had a chance was 94 with the strike.
Yeah.
And that team, I think, would have made the playoffs that year.
Yeah,
so,
they were.
Well, he was done in 95, correct?
And then he finally made the playoffs in 95. First time he ever made the playoffs
Right.
was in 95.
And Griffey.
And then Griffey, someone you just talked about, but he beat him. And then Mattingly retires, and then World Series.
Barry Bonds, too. I mean, look at the Giants run after that.
Right.
Well, he had 02 at least where he played in the show.
Right, he played in the show, but like they won. So Giants have won how many championships in recent memory? 4? 5? Something like that, right?
Yeah, and then Barry Bonds had a slight chance. He was with the decent Pirates team in the early 90s.
When he was young, yeah.
But, again, didn't make it, though, so.
Yeah.
What about Allen Iverson?
You know, I thought of him too.
A great player.
Made the finals.
Was it the Spurs that killed them, or was it the Lakers?
No,
It was the Lakers.
beat
That's
him.
right.
You got guys like Tracy McGrady.
Spurs
Never
was the
made it
Nets.
out of the first round of the playoffs. He was a great player for the time.
Sure.
You know, I feel like basketball. We said it before. Basketball, especially because you get these dynasties. Donnie brought up Malone and Stockton. I feel like you have a litany of players who just went up against Jordan and couldn't beat him. Charles Barkley was a fantastic player who couldn't beat him. You had Peyton who lost to Jordan.
Well, Peyton and Kemp, yeah.
You had Ewing, another great one, couldn't beat. You know, only made it once because Jordan retired.
Right.
And he lost to Olajuwon. You know, you
Reggie
got
Miller.
Reggie Miller, and then you got this. Now you got And now you got this year. I feel like it's going to be kind of this. This era is going to be the same thing. You're going to have players that never got past the Warriors. Guys like Russell Westbrook are going to go down, never win, maybe never winning a title. I said maybe. It's going to be tough.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Russell Westbrook should have already done it twice.
Oh yeah, when Durant should have beat the Warriors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. When the Durant left.
Well, and then when they lost to the Heat, when they were a better team.
They were a better team. They had Harden. That's right. That team was fantastic. And now Harden.
And Ibaka in his prime.
And now Harden with CP3. CP3, nobody. He's got to be dying to win a ring.
And he's never been either. He's never been.
Yeah, he's got to make the
No, this is the furthest they've ever gone.
I think this is the first conference finals.
No, it is correct
for CP3.
Yeah. I think Marino's
always
a poster child for this too.
Yeah.
Guys
that can control a lot
and
of
unbelievable numbers.
A transcendent player too. Yeah. Marino was thought of as that era, like that era's guy. You know, like one of them. I'm saying, you know,
he had around that same time was
Montana.
Right.
Montana beat it.
Well, Young. He was more to Young.
And then the AFC. And then the AFC you had Elway. Elway made it so many times before he actually won, too.
Yeah.
Elway was worried about being on that guy. He was going to be the guy.
Right.
Made it to 4 Super Bowls, 5 Super Bowls,
and never won.
Yeah. And got over the hump, and then he won it again.
That was clutch.
And just to currently make it real quick, you got the reason why, talking about getting over it, Alexander Ovechkin.
Right.
Can he get over the hump this year? This is a fantastic hockey player who his personal demon was Sidney Crosby.
Hall of Fame hockey.
Yeah.
Sure. Right.
And his personal team was Sidney Crosby.
One of the most prolific
and he
scorers,
finally slayed, so to speak, Crosby this year, and now he's in the conference finals now.
He has his
with some good momentum.
And he has good momentum to finally get. And I think, we talked about this before, I think Ovechkin needs this title. I think when you're
for what, though?
For legacy. For legacy.
Yeah.
When you're this great of a superstar, I think you got to bring it home like Peyton Manning. Imagine Peyton Manning never won that year when he beat the Bears, you know.
But then he ended up winning a second.
It was garbage, the second one.
The second one was garbage, but he still won that.
But Manning needed to get past Brady, right? Manning needed to beat Brady and then win a title.
Right.
Which he did, yep.
Yeah, and I think Ovechkin now, he beat Crosby. I think this is his time. He needs to go out there and win
someone
that
else
title.
who kind of had to do the same thing, it took him a while before he actually won his titles, Drew Brees. Drew Brees was a prolific quarterback, a great quarterback. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback without a doubt. And the guy, finally pulled it out.
But he slayed it. And in New Orleans, which is it's sweet.
Yeah.
Like
against
for that place.
Against Peyton. Yeah. That was a great one. So, these players, these superstars, they usually have their personal rivals,
Right.
Like Brady, Manning had Brady, Ovechkin had Crosby. And when you finally knock that guy out, you have to finish the job and you have to win the title. That's my opinion to solidify legacies.
And my personal opinion was that I slightly disagreed.
Yeah.
And I think just bringing DC that finals, they'll get a couple of finals games. Yeah. They'll be in the hunt, of course, if they could finish off Tampa. And I think that'll at least be something. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's I don't think it's as make or break as you do, but I kind of get your point a little bit.
Last point.
No, because I was going to say, we're thinking about players, because you're right. It's got to be a player that could actually really make will their team to a final.
Yeah.
And quarterbacks and NBA players can do that.
I agree.
Even NHL players, like you said, Ovechkin, when you're a type of player like that, you can will your team to far. You know what I mean? Even if you build around and you got supporting players, that helps so much more and could get you that final title. But it's because of that guy, really. It's riding on the shoulders. MLB, I feel like, even if you're a starting pitcher, there's still four other pitchers that pitch. Aren't there a ton of pitchers? Let's think of pitchers who never really won a title. That a great, unbelievable
Kershaw right
Can I
off the bat.
Can I give? I was just going to give you that because I wanted to.
He
give you,
hasn't pitched well either.
But at the top of his game, you had Kershaw, Greinke in the best season Greinke ever had.
Yeah.
Right.
And they couldn't get past the Mets in the divisional series.
Right.
That team, if I would have said ever a 1-2. Right. That's gonna not only make the World Series, but give them dangerous.
And you could
those
can't
two
really
guys.
compare them to Schilling and Randy Johnson, but it's like a similar thing where these great pitchers have won championships. Pedro Martinez, guys like that.
Sure.
These guys, they're so good.
They definitely need more help in baseball. And you know what? NHL and NBA, you play two ways. You play offense and defense. You have more of an impact.
Right.
Pitchers don't hit. Well, they do, but you understand. They don't have.
And quarterbacks control an offense and control a game.
Yeah, Matt Ryan went. He went into the stars. And that's how the Falcons get to, for that 1 year. And that's how the Falcons go nuts.
Matt Ryan's a good quarterback, but he's not, he's not
No,
like
but I'm saying, but you're right, though, that they control it so much that one guy has that MVP-type season, they're on top, the next year not so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just makes and breaks.
Especially now, you rise and fall with the quarterback.
Yeah.
Right. No, absolutely.
But that's
a perfect example. Yeah.
Those are the guys that we thought of. We always want to hear what you guys think. Who was the best player that couldn't make it to the promised land? And that's our edition of Brooklyn Versus. We'll catch you next time.
Go Bridgeside.
That was like a tight 9. Good.
That was a hot 9.
That was good.
Hot 9.
Yeah.
MLB.